Hello, Minakaja here, and welcome to my channel. This is the third episode in my playthrough of Dragon Age Origins as a Dwarven noble, and we are now in Ostagar. In case you missed it at the end of episode 2, I am now playing Origins on PC as opposed to console. I apologize in advance for the abrupt shift, as well as the distinct graphics differences, the potential noise from my mouse and keyboard, and the time it's going to take for me to familiarize myself with using anything other than a controller. I've only ever played Dragon Age on console, but I have enjoyed other games on PC using a mouse and keyboard, so hopefully there won't be too much of a struggle for too long. If you enjoy this video, give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and be sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss other videos like this. And without further ado, let's get into it.
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korcari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Kalen, I didn't expect
A royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is she?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name?
I am Mina, Your Majesty.
Pleased to meet you. The Grey Wardens are desperate to bolster their numbers, and I, for one, am glad to help them. It's good to see one of the honorable stout folk outside Orzammar.
You must not have met many members of the noble caste.
Sounds like there's a story behind that. You must regale me with it sometime.
If Your Majesty wishes.
I do. I'll make sure to have the finest dwarven brew brought up from the palace cellars. After we've dealt with the blight, of course. I've been to Orzammar. King Endrin invited my father to a grand proving long ago. How does Endrin fare these days?
Ooh. Well, it's funny you ask. I mean, technically, wasn't I disowned? I was struck from records and cast out. I'm not technically his daughter anymore. And he wasn't really fine. I mean, when I saw him last, yes, but he wasn't well when I left. He was sick in bed. Oh man. I hear the king was well enough when I left.
Good. I hope to work with him as well as my father did. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to Ostagar. The Wardens will benefit greatly with you in their ranks.
You're too kind, Your Majesty.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
I didn't realize things were going so well.
I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
I really don't know why anybody would hope for a war, let alone like one that made tales. It was absolutely horrible. Who wants that?
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here.
He didn't seem to take the Darkspawn very seriously.
True. Despite the victories so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
If you know there is an archdemon behind it, it's not just a feeling. Do you have concrete evidence? Do you have proof, aside from the massive Darkspawn that are amassing? Then maybe we should move quickly.
Yes, we should proceed with the ritual.
What do you need me to do?
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to.
Okay, we are in Ostagar now, on our way to search for Alistair. But first we're going to level up. Let's put one in strength, one in dex, one in cunning. I just want to level up strength until about 20, when I think that it unlocks most of the armor for rogue class. I don't think I really have to have much more strength than that to equip good armor. And the rest will go into dex and cunning. Possibly a little in willpower or constitution, but I have yet to need either of those. But I don't think it'll hurt to add a little bit of extra health before the end of the game. Aim is a sustained ability. Archer carefully places each shot for maximum effect while in this mode. This decreases rate of fire, but grants bonuses to attack, damage, armor penetration, and critical chance. Master Archer further increases these bonuses. Crippling Shot is an activated ability. A carefully aimed shot hampers the target's ability to fight by reducing attack and defense if it hits, although the shot inflicts only normal damage. The Master Archer talent adds an attack bonus while firing the crippling shot. And Rapid Shot is also sustained. Speed wins out over power while this mode is active, as the archer fires more rapidly but without any chance of inflicting regular critical hits. Master Archer increases the rate of fire further still. I think I'm going to go with Crippling Shot. Alright, so let's just move these around down here. Double check that nothing opened up in my inventory. No, but I will equip those. And those, since I'm not wearing any. That has a higher armor, but adds a lot of fatigue. I don't think I want to do that. Alright, moving on.
Hail, you must be the Grey Warden recruit that Duncan brought. This place hasn't seen such bustle in centuries, I'll wager. Need a hand getting anywhere?
Tell me about Ostagar.
Used to be a fortress long time ago, so I understand. Back in the days when the Wilders used to invade the lowlands. You were just on the eastern side of the ruin. The Tower of Ishal is there, but Tairn Logain's closed it off until the battle. This side is the King's camp. We've got the Grey Wardens here, the Circle of Magi, the Chantry. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting somebody important.
Well, maybe let's refrain from swinging dead animals around, but I understand the sentiment. Is there anywhere to get supplies?
Quartermaster, he's just a bit to the northwest.
Where's the king?
Probably in his tent. He and Tairn Logain are on the southwest side of the camp. The king likes to spend time with his soldiers, though. Sometimes even without his bodyguards. Drives Tairn Logain wild, that does.
The Circle of Magi is here?
A few mages, yes. They even brought those creepy quiet fellows, the Tranquil. Gives me the shivers when they talk, all cold and even. They're to the north of here, bunched up with a herd of Templars glaring at them. Can't miss it.
Do I hear dogs barking?
This is Ferelden, isn't it? The king has his kennels on the west side of camp. Stinks from all the hounds. These aren't cute puppies, though. Some of those dogs bite the Darkspawn and get too much of that blood in them. It's like poison. Slow, painful death. Terrible.
I want to ask you something else.
Go on then.
Where's Duncan's tent?
Not far. It's straight ahead, just past the royal encampment. Most of your fellas are in the valley with the army, but the recruits seem to be staying up here for now.
Was it ever specified exactly how many Grey Wardens were here at Ostagar? I believe it was said that it was all of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden had gathered here, but Duncan also said there were only a few. I don't think a direct number is ever given, it's just alluded that there's a few. I'm looking for a Grey Warden named Alistair.
Try heading north. I think he was sent with a message to the mages.
I'll be on my way.
Good luck to you then.
Great. Thanks, man. Okay. Hello?
Greetings. King Kalen is not in his tent right now.
Do you know where the king is?
I believe he's with the Grey Wardens in camp, drinking. He holds them in high regard, you know, as his father did.
Tell me about the king. You must see him a lot.
I suppose I do, though he's spending most of his time with the Grey Wardens. He rides with them wherever they go, in fact. Teyrn Loghain sees the king whenever he can and argues with him over coming battles, but the king just waves him off. The king wants to end the Blight with a single huge battle the bards will sing of for centuries. Do you think that's possible?
We'll see in the coming battle.
That's how the Teyrn feels. He'll do what the king wants in the end, though. The king thought it was funny that Teyrn called him reckless, and they fought about the queen.
The queen? I didn't know Caleb was married.
To the Teyrn's daughter, no less.
Ah.
He wasn't happy about something she did or the king did, I'm not sure. I probably shouldn't discuss it.
A wise choice. I'm sure you would probably get in a lot of trouble if you were heard talking about it. I should go.
As you wish.
Thanks. Good talk.
You approach the tent of Teyrn Loghain. State your business.
Tell me about Teyrn Loghain.
How can you not know of Loghain? He helped free Ferelden. He was the brains behind King Maric's armies and drove out those damned Orlesians. King Maric rewarded him by making him a Teyrn. Can you imagine? A commoner became a high nobleman just like that. Without Loghain, you can bet the king wouldn't be winning against these Darkspawn.
Considering I'm a dwarf, born and raised in Orzammar, who's only just come to the surface, I don't see how I could know who Teyrn Loghain is. Come on now. Is the Teyrn inside? What is he doing?
He's inside, but I don't think it's my place to discuss his activity.
Surely you can tell me a little about him.
I suppose, as long as we talk quietly. He and the king have been arguing for days.
Oh?
The Teyrn's known the king since he was swaddled, so they don't stand on ceremony. The Teyrn speaks his mind, and the king yells right back. Personally, I think the king should do what Teyrn Loghain tells him. Without the Teyrn, we wouldn't be doing as well here as we are.
I think it's really important that you have somebody who's willing to speak up and give you the truth of the matter and is willing to disagree with you and not just go along with whatever you say, especially for somebody like a king. Having somebody that's going to oppose what you're suggesting and give another alternative or a hopefully unbiased opinion is really important. I would like an audience with the Teyrn, please.
I suppose you have a message for him. Hold on then.
Thanks.
Yes, what is it? Oh, you're Duncan's new Grey Warden, I assume.
I'm not a Grey Warden yet.
You impressed His Majesty nonetheless. He could not contain his excitement over your meeting. Kalen's fascination with the Wardens goes beyond the ordinary. Are you aware his father brought your order back to Ferelden?
I was not. A fascination you don't share.
The Wardens are impressive, but not as relevant as Kalen thinks. You're no surface dwarf, I can see it in your eyes. Smart of the Grey Wardens to look for new recruits in Orzammar. I don't suppose you'll be riding into the thick of battle with the rest of your fellows, will you?
I will go where I'm told. Or perhaps the Wardens are far more relevant than you realize. I don't know.
If Kalen has his way, you will. Now I must return to my task. Pray that our king proves amenable to wisdom, if you're the praying sort.
And if he doesn't?
Then simply pray.
Ah. Well, that was enlightening. Okay.
Look carefully, men. This wretched thing is a Darkspawn. They're strong and cunning and smart, but don't listen to those old wives' tales. They can be killed. Stick them with your sword enough, and they go down. Their blood is black as sin and poisonous. Don't even touch it. You get tainted with that blood, and you may as well slit your throat. We've lost many dogs already. Had to muzzle them to keep them from biting. It's a long and painful way to die.
Well, I suppose at least they're educating their people about the things that they're going to be facing.
This is supposed to be the battle that sends these Darkspawn back underground. You believe that?
I don't know what to believe. We've won every battle, but there's more of them each time.
Makes you wonder if them Grey Wardens are right.
I don't want to think about that.
Sounds like the perfect time to get drunk, if you ask me.
Well, it might be your last opportunity to do so, so I suppose you should take it. I'm not sure that it's really going to help anything in the overall grand scheme of it, but... hello?
Very well. Yes.
Thank you. Hello?
It will be done.
Good grief.
The all before me is darkness, yet shall the Maker's light be my guide.
Okay. Meow.
Scouting party made it back last night. Barely.
What do you mean?
Only 2 of them made it, and one was minus a leg. Said they encountered some Darkspawn that was 10 feet tall, with horns as long as your arm. The injured one died last night. They said his blood was already turning black.
Maker's breath. Where are they all coming from?
Well, the deep roads, I would assume.
There are lots of Darkspawn, different kinds. We're getting reports of things we've never even heard of. Our short friend here, for instance, is something called a genlog. They're pretty common in the Horde, but we've seen others much larger. We don't know where these new Darkspawn are coming from, or what they can do. All I can say is to use caution. There aren't any we've seen that won't die once they bleed enough.
Alright. Or anybody else have anything to say?
So there's supposed to be more of these Grey Wardens coming, I hear.
Petron said they were Orlesians, coming with a whole army of them fancy Orlesian knights.
If my pa wasn't already in his grave, that'd put him there.
You think they'll leave once this is done? If we ask them nice?
If they don't, then we keep on fighting, I guess.
I'd rather fight them painted fops than these Darkspawn. That howling of theirs gives me nightmares, it does.
Those fancy Orlesian knights be chevaliers, possibly?
I want this nonsense talk stopped immediately. What are you, a bunch of Natric fishwives spreading gossip until you brown your small clothes out of terror? We've seen nothing to suggest that the Darkspawn drag our people underground to eat them. And I want this talk about Darkspawn enslaving survivors to stop immediately. Keep your minds focused on the battle. You fight for Ferelden and for your king. Remember that.
Well, there's also no proof saying that they don't drag people underground or enslave them. I mean, they go somewhere besides into their stomachs, right? Anything else? No, that's it? Alright. Thanks for the crash course, buddy. Let's see. Hey, Duncan.
You found our tent, I see. Is there something you need?
I have some questions.
Alistair can help you with those. I had hoped he would be back by now.
Well, I'm sure I will go find him. Hello?
You there, elf. What's your name?
It's Pick, sir.
Go tell Tern Logain that the war party's ready to begin scouting. We'll send word if we find anything amiss.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Hello? I'm sorry, is there something you needed?
What do you mean?
I deliver messages around the camp. You have a message for me?
Yes, I do.
Then what is... Oh, wait. Are you the one I'm supposed to give Sir Garland's sword to? Because I think the smith's done with it.
Yes, you're supposed to give the sword to me.
Oh, that's such a relief. You really saved me from the switch for sure. I'd best get back to my duties again before I get in more trouble.
I'm sorry, but I don't think I saved you from anything. Let's see, what is this sword? Sir Garland's sword. Somewhere on the field there is a bewildered knight fighting with his dinner fork. Pity him. +2 attack and +10 physical resistance. I'm sorry, Sir Garland. You're never gonna get your sword back.
You're the dwarf who walks with the Grey Wardens. A respectable decision.
You know much about us dwarves?
Some, like all Ash warriors. Our training originates from the dwarves. Is there something you wanted? We have no time for idle chatter.
Well, buddy, we're gonna make some time. You don't look like the other soldiers in the army.
We aren't. We're Ash warriors, as you should well know.
As I should know? I mean, okay. You trained with the Dwarven Berserker warriors?
Our discipline was passed down to us from the time of Luthias the Dwarf Son. He trained with the Berserkers of your kind, long ago.
So you are the same as Berserkers in Orzammar?
Perhaps. I've never been, so I cannot say for certain, but I'm told our traditions are the same. We harness the rage inside us, nurture it, and draw it out so we cannot fall in battle until our last foe is slain. It is a dwarven discipline, but we've adapted it to let us fight alongside our hounds. That is our way. I trust my hound with my life, as he trusts me with his.
What are you preparing for?
To scout the wilds and watch the progression of the Darkspawn horde. With luck, we'll find and slaughter many stragglers. The hunt will be good if my hound survives the blood of his prey. If he dies, I shall mourn tonight.
Well, I hope he doesn't die. Survives the blood? What do you mean?
Darkspawn blood is poisonous, and not always fatal. Those who survive grow immune to its effects. The wardens say that tainted blood drives even the survivors mad eventually. But not today. Today, we hunt and we kill.
Why have you painted your dogs?
They use scent to distinguish us from our enemies, but the blood of battle can confuse them. So we paint ourselves with caddis, which overpowers the blood, and also paint our hounds so they know we are the same.
That's smart. What if the enemy is painted with caddis as well?
Why? Would you steal our caddis and give it to the Darkspawn hordes?
No. I hope you're joking.
If you tried, we would kill you. And that is no joke.
Fair enough. I should be going.
My thanks. There is hunting to be done, and I'll not be kept from it.
I wish you great success on your endeavors, sir. Is there something? There is. I'll take that elf root. Thank you.
Hail. You're one of Duncan's new recruits, correct? I can't let you through to the Korcari Wilds until he gives the word.
That's fair. He just asked that we stay in camp. I should go.
Take care.
You too. Thanks. What's up here?
In the name of Andraste, I bless you today. May you find favor in the Maker's eyes. So let it be.
Sure. Chest back there. Get that scroll. Can I talk to any of you guys?
I can feel it inside me.
That's disconcerting.
You may not want to remain here long, Warden. Most of these men have been tainted by the Darkspawn blood.
Well...
You need to convince them. We've got to run. The Darkspawn are coming.
Why do you say that?
I saw them. We're gonna die.
I apologize, Warden. He's been like this ever since they found him in the wilds.
Is it possible he has important information?
The commander who brought him here didn't seem to think so.
You can feel it, can't you? They taint the land, turn it black and sick. Oh, you can feel it inside. They'll come out of that forest and spread. Like caterpillars covering a tree. They'll swallow us whole.
That's quite enough out of you. You need to calm yourself, my good man.
They were everywhere. I saw them.
Well, that's even more comforting than the last comment. Let's come get this scroll.
Of course. They're going to kill us all. Kill us and then eat us.
Okay.
Well met, my lady.
I see we're all very hopeful for survival.
Ah, I suspect you are one of the new Grey Wardens. Will you accept the Maker's blessing?
No thank you. As you can see, mine are dwarven kin.
I do, though I cannot pass on the respects of your ancestors. The Maker looks kindly on all who will receive him.
No thank you. I wish there was a kinder option. I don't need to be an asshole just because I don't agree with their religion or their teachings. I appreciate the notion, but no thank you. Bah, it means little to me.
How unwise, considering the difficult battle to come. May the Maker show you mercy anyhow.
Well, shit, that took a turn.
Greetings. You must be the third recruit we've heard about.
Yes, I am Mina.
Sir Jury is my name. I hail from Redcliffe, where I served as knight under the command of Arl Eamon. I wasn't aware dwarves could be Grey Wardens. I've only seen a few of your folk in the castle dealing with the smithy.
The same Arl Eamon who is King Caelan's uncle from Redcliffe, I assume. Not all dwarves are smiths, you know.
Of course, my father was the castle smith, so I encountered dwarves through him. I hope we're both lucky enough to eventually join the Wardens. Is it not thrilling to be given that chance?
I'm curious about the joining ritual.
As am I. Has anyone told you about it?
It's all a big secret, apparently.
I never heard of such a ritual. I had no idea there were more tests after getting recruited. I suppose since you're finally here, I'd best get back to Duncan. I shall see you there.
I will see you there. Get this chest. Hello? Good grief. Alright, hello?
Huh. Someone finally comes and talks to the lone prisoner. I don't suppose you've come to sentence me.
No, I haven't.
I don't suppose you have a bit of kindness in you. All I want is food and water. They haven't fed me since I was locked up and I'm starving.
Tell me why you're in there first.
I'm a deserter, or so they think. I bet there's no arguing them out of it, though. Armies are funny that way.
Yeah, they're a little particular about people deserting. Imagine that. Did you desert?
I wasn't deserting. But when you catch someone sneaking around camp in the middle of the night, what else are you gonna think? Does it matter? All I want is a bit of food and water.
If you weren't deserting, why sneak around camp?
Oh, I would have deserted eventually. Just not then. I was stealing, not sneaking out of the camp. I got one of those wizards drunk and took his key. It belongs to a chest they got here, full of magical treasures. In fact, I still have it. I can't use it from here, but I'd trade you for some food and water.
They didn't find the key when you were arrested?
I swallowed it. But it's, come back into my possession since then, so to speak.
I'll see what I can do.
Just ask my guard for his. He's still got some dinner. I saw him put it in his coat.
Well, if there's loot involved, certainly.
Lucky dog. You Grey Wardens get to ride with the king while I'm left with the drudgery of guarding this deserter. They should have just hanged him. Put his head on a pike as an example.
I had a chat with him, actually.
Don't expect it was an enlightening conversation.
It was, believe it or not. He asked for some food and water.
Did he now? Since nobody sends me nothing to feed him with, the only way we'll get that is if I give him mine.
So you miss one meal. This man could be hanged soon.
All right, all right. I guess the poor fella could stand to have one meal in his belly before he hangs. Don't know why you care. I had nothing to do with it, though. If anyone asks why he's burping, I'm gonna say it was you. Just so you know.
Well, if I'm being honest, I care because there's loot.
So? Brought me some food, have you? I'm so hungry I could faint dead away.
Here's some food.
Much obliged. May Andraste herself rain blessings upon you. And, as I mentioned, here's the key. Use it in good health, huh?
Great. Thank you so much.
So, any last wishes I can help fulfill before you head into battle? Life is fleeting, you know. That pretty face could be decorating some Darkspawn spear this time tomorrow. Shall I take that quiet glare as a no? Oh, well, too bad.
Charming.
Well, you're not what I thought you'd be.
What did you think I'd be?
Not a dwarf, yet here you are. The name's Davith. It's about bloody time you came along. I was beginning to think they cooked this ritual up just for our benefit.
What do you know about this ritual?
I happened to be sneaking around camp last night, see, and I heard a couple of Grey Wardens talking. So, I listened in for a bit. I'm thinking they plan to send us into the wilds.
The wilds?
We're right on the northern edge of the Korcari Wilds here, miles and miles of savage country. My home village isn't far, and I grew up on tales about the wilds. Even been in there a few times. Scary place.
Why are the wilds so frightening?
Cannibals, beasts, witches, and now Darkspawn. What isn't to be scared of? It's all too secretive for me. Makes my nose twitch. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Like we have a choice.
They're forcing you to be here?
I've got nowhere else to go after what Duncan saved me from. Anyway, I expect it's time to get back to Duncan. That's where I'll be if you need me for anything.
Nice to meet you, Davith. Alright. Let's take that and look at those. No different than what I have on. Come back and talk to you in a little bit, dude.
As you say.
That course of action is inadvisable. Welcome, young woman.
Who are you?
I am one of the Tranquil, my friend. I am of the Circle of Magi. But instead of casting spells and reading tomes, I spend my time enchanting. It is a time-consuming process, but invaluable. Enchantment provides the Circle its wealth. Certainly we would not get by on charity.
I mean, you wouldn't be the first religious organization to do so. You speak very strangely. Why is that?
Allow me to put it this way. Do you know why those with magical talent are feared?
They're not feared by dwarves.
Those with magical talent attract demons and spirits. We can be possessed easily, and thus become horrors known as abominations. Even those with minor talents attract hungry spirits. Anyone with the power may learn blood magic from these demons. Hence, we are considered dangerous. This is our curse. Thus, I was made tranquil, stripped of emotions and talent. I am no longer dangerous.
How is someone made tranquil?
Our forehead is branded with magic, which stills our talent and mind. The process is irreversible as far as I am aware.
I feel badly for you.
You do? I feel nothing. As the name suggests, my existence is quite peaceful. I am alive, productive, and no danger to anyone. Surely that is not a terrible thing. Perhaps we may speak of something else. Do you need assistance?
What is enchantment exactly?
It is the practice of folding magical lyrium into items first practiced by the dwarves. The Tranquil have learned their runes, and we use them to apply a variety of magical effects. We create the glow lights, as well as the magic staff, or the flaming blade. The irony, perhaps, is that it is our very disconnection to our former talents that allows the Tranquil to work with lyrium so. A true mage could not.
What sort of enchantments are there?
Runes exist that hold the power of the elements that increase strength or swiftness. Almost any spell can be given permanency, given enough skill and lyrium. Naturally, the greater the power required, the more expensive the rune will become to create. True power comes with a price, as we know only too well.
I should go.
Goodbye.
Thanks for talking with me, man. Learned something new I didn't know before.
I have urgent duties, sorry.
What is it now? Haven't Grey Wardens asked more than enough of the Circle?
I simply came to deliver a message from the revered mother, Sir Mage. She desires your presence.
What her reverence desires is of no concern to me. I am busy helping the Grey Wardens, by the King's orders, I might add.
Should I have asked her to write a note?
Tell her I will not be harassed in this manner.
Yes, I was harassing you by delivering a message.
Your glibness does you no credit.
Here I thought we were getting along so well. I was even going to name one of my children after you. The Grumpy One.
Enough. I will speak to the woman if I must. Get out of my way, fool.
Excuse you.
You know, one good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together.
I know exactly what you mean.
It's like a party. We could all stand in a circle and hold hands. That would give the Darkspawn something to think about. Wait, we haven't met, have we? I don't suppose you happen to be another mage?
We haven't met. You must be Alistair.
And that makes you Duncan's new recruit, I suppose. Glad to meet you. As the junior member of the Order, I'll be accompanying you when you prepare for the joining.
Pleased to meet you. My name is Mina.
Right, that was the name. There haven't been any Dwarven Grey Wardens in some time. You must know a lot about Darkspawn.
I fought a few in my time.
I never saw one before this began. Hard to believe most folks here think the Darkspawn disappeared after the last Blight, when your people still suffer every day. Anyhow, whenever you're ready, let's get back to Duncan. I imagine he's eager to get things started.
That argument I saw, what was it about?
With the mage. The Circle is here at the King's request, and the Chantry doesn't like that one bit. They just love letting mages know how unwelcome they are, which puts me in a bit of an awkward position. I was once a Templar.
You were a mage hunter?
Not that that's all Templars do, but yes. The Chantry raised me until Duncan recruited me 6 months ago. I'm sure the revered mother meant it as an insult, sending me as her messenger, and the mage picked right up on that. I never would have agreed to deliver it, but Duncan says we're all to cooperate and get along. Apparently they didn't get the same speech.
Well, there's always got to be somebody stirring the pot. I look forward to traveling with you.
You do? Huh, that's a switch. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, lead on.
Of course.
Let's check real fast. Well, that's definitely better. And that. I don't think there's anything else. No. Alright. Let's run down here and talk to the quartermaster.
Have you seen an elf running about? Young woman, red hair, carrying a suit of chain.
Can't say I have, no.
Blast it. Where did she go? That suit better be patched up when she gets back, or by the maker up. Oh, pardon my manners. My troubles are no concern of yours, I'm sure. I'm the quartermaster. Did you come for supplies?
Do you need help tracking this girl down?
Oh, I'm sure you have better things to do than run errands for me. I can find her myself.
I mean, I too could help you if you have some loot or coin for me. What kind of supplies do you have?
Arms and armor, for the most part. It's for the King's men, but you Grey Wardens can buy what you need for a modest price. I also have some goods on the side I can provide. Strictly off the record, of course, to keep morale up, you understand.
Let me see your other goods.
So long as you keep it quiet.
Sure. Okay, so sell that. That. And that. I think I want to keep that. I'm not 100% sure which character can use it. It just says cannot equip on this character. Maybe a mage. Definitely keep that one. Because this one's a lightning crystal. Alright, let's see. Okay. Soul Root Bomb. Flask filled with murky green potion. Requires poison making. When thrown, this flask splashes Soul Root acid, dealing spirit damage to all creatures it hits. Friendly fire possible. You know, yeah. I don't think I used bombs the last time I played Origins. I want to try it out. Acid Flask. Flask containing corrosive acid. When thrown, this flask splashes acid, dealing nature damage to all creatures it hits. Take that. And a fire bomb. Glass flask filled with flammable liquid. When thrown, this bomb explodes with flame, dealing fire damage to all creatures it hits. I haven't used any of the health poultices I've got. A rock salve. A salve of animal tallow that smells foul and is filled with tiny shards of rock. Rock salve increases the user's armor and physical resistance, but decreases movement speed and attack speed. Well, you can't have too much of a good thing, I suppose. Alright, I don't think there's... No, I don't think there's anything else, so let's... I haven't come over this way yet, I don't believe.
Greetings, young lady. You are Duncan's newest recruit, are you not? He's not a man easily impressed. You should be proud. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Wynne, one of the mages summoned by the king.
Pleased to meet you.
Well met. And good luck to you on the battlefield. To us all, in fact.
It's not luck, but skill that will save us.
And I'm sure you have plenty of that to offer. To defeat the Darkspawn, we have to work together. It's not an idea everyone seems able to grasp.
You faced Darkspawn before?
Stragglers, yes. Not the vast horde the scouts speak of. I wonder, how much do you know of the connection between Darkspawn and the Fade?
Not much. I'm a dwarf, after all.
It's home to many spirits, some benevolent, others far less so. At the heart of the Fade lies the Black City.
What's the Black City?
Some say the Black City was once the seat of the Maker. But when the mages from the Tevinter Imperium found a way into the city, it was tainted with their sin. That taint transformed those men, turning them into twisted reflections of their own hearts. And the Maker cast them back to the Earth, where they became the first Darkspawn. At least that's what the Chant of Light says.
And is that true?
It may be allegory, meant to teach us that our own evil causes human suffering. Or it may be true. It is as good an explanation as any for now.
I mean, it is something to ponder. I'll just kill every Darkspawn I see.
A wise attitude. It's worked well for me in the past. But I'm certain Duncan has more for you to do than talk to me.
It's worked well for me in the past as well.
And we contemplate the death that may await. Death is no failure, my friends. Should it find you, you will not have failed your king. You will have served your Maker. Die in this battle, and when you stand before the Maker in the land beyond the Fade, he shall not find you wanting. Go not into death gladly, but with the knowledge that evil has been held at bay by your spilled blood. And if you go to stand beside the Maker, go with our blessing, for you shall not be forgotten. My friends, let us bow our heads and remember those who have fallen and those who have yet to fall.
Well, I imagine quite a number of people will be finding their deaths here, unfortunately. You have anything to say?
Well, in for a silver, in for a crown, as my dear mum always used to say.
In for a penny, in for a pound?
We should see what Duncan wants us to do next, don't you think?
Yes?
Oh. I have a few questions for you.
What about?
The Grey Wardens.
So I imagine. What would you like to know?
What makes you all so special?
The Grey Wardens are warriors without equal. Darkspawn threatened to destroy the world 4 times over. Each time, the Grey Wardens led mankind to victory. Nobody knows more about Darkspawn, and nobody's better equipped to deal with them. You'll see. Trust me.
So they're knights? Heroes?
I don't know if I'd go that far. Duncan says the Grey Wardens do whatever is necessary to protect mankind from Darkspawn. That means some pretty extreme things. Whatever it takes to bring victory.
No matter the cost. I'm not sure I know anything about the Grey Wardens.
Well, let's see. Surely you've heard of Weishaupt Fortress? The great eyrie carved into the White Cliffs far off in the Anderfels? That's where the Grey Wardens once kept their griffins.
Oh?
The griffins died out, however, and our numbers have dwindled since the last blight. There's only a handful left in Ferelden. A few more in other nations.
Was it ever specified explicitly how many Grey Wardens are here? Just a few. I mean, all of the Grey Wardens that are in Ferelden are gathered here, but it's never given an explicit number. It's just said that a handful, a few. Where are all the Grey Wardens now?
The others are camped with the King's soldiers in the valley. The King's given us a position of honor at the vanguard, despite our small numbers. I think Kalen is actually excited to ride into battle with us. Maybe he thinks that's what his father would have done.
He certainly alluded that he's very excited at the thought of riding into battle with the Grey Wardens. So the Grey Wardens have the right to recruit anyone?
King Marek, Kalen's father, reaffirmed the power the Grey Wardens were given during the Blights. In practice, we can't conscript too often without hurting our cause. We were exiled from Ferelden once. Best not to let that happen again.
That's all I wanted to know.
You want to ask me about something else?
Yes, actually. This blight Duncan mentioned.
Of course.
So, what is a blight? Where do Darkspawn come from?
You want the Chantry's version or the truth?
What is the Chantry version?
According to the Chant of Light, the Maker imprisoned the old gods underground long ago, as punishment for tricking mankind into worshipping them. The old gods still whispered to some men and taught them magic. These men became the Magisters of the Tevinter Empire. The Magisters used their gift to enter the Golden City, tainting it and themselves. They were cast out by the Maker and became the first Darkspawn. They fled underground, bringing their taint to their gods. The tainted old gods were the archdemons who rose from their prisons and led the Darkspawn against the world.
On the truth?
The truth is, we don't really know. They come up from the ground, and that's as far as we've gotten.
Well, if I remember correctly, they originally came from the surface, and then they went into the deep roads, took over the deep roads, and then when there's an archdemon that's been found and they come to bring a blight, they come back to the surface. So what you talked about was the first blight.
Yes, and it nearly wiped us out. When defeated, the Darkspawn flee back underground and seek out another old god to taint, thus bringing another blight.
So where is the archdemon for this blight?
We haven't seen it yet. People are beginning to think this is just an unusually large Darkspawn raid without an archdemon to unify them. But seriously, the archdemon could be in the wilds or underground. It could be hiding. Just because it hasn't shown itself doesn't mean it isn't out there.
What is an archdemon exactly?
The old gods were dragons, so the stories say. Big ones. Intelligent, even. The Tevinter Empire had big statues of them. Each dragon had a name and a place in the cosmos. It's all very intricate. The archdemons may not be the old gods, but they're definitely dragons.
Why are some people so skeptical?
The Grey Wardens killed so many Darkspawn by the end of the last blight. People decided they were gone for good.
Well, all it takes for someone to become a Darkspawn is to be infected with their blood, so theoretically speaking, they could be down to the last Darkspawn, and if that Darkspawn infects somebody else, it starts all over again. That's all it takes to grow their numbers. I mean, the dwarves have been trying to kill the Darkspawn underground. So I don't know why she would ask this question, but why not kill the Darkspawn when they're underground?
You're a dwarf. You tell me. Your people have been trying that for just about ever, haven't they? They've controlled the deep roads ever since they defeated the Dwarven kingdoms. Even if we invaded, we can only chase them so far.
I have other questions about the Blight.
Of course.
How do Grey Wardens defeat Blights?
We chop off the snake's head. It's the only way. According to texts, the most famous Grey Warden leader, Garahel, killed the archdemon Underal in personal combat at the Battle of Aesley to end the last blight. Without the archdemon to command them, the Darkspawn flee back underground.
How did anyone ever know about this blight?
The Grey Wardens keep watch. We feel the Darkspawn when they come. You'll understand after the joining, if you... well, you'll understand. Not to mention, people start to notice when Darkspawn pour out of the wilds and taint everything around them. Just a guess.
A very accurate guess, Alistair. Just how many Darkspawn are out there?
Thousands. Tens of thousands. They've had centuries to build up their numbers.
That's all I wanted to know.
You want to ask me about something else?
Tell me about Duncan.
Duncan is the leader of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden, which he would say doesn't mean much, as there aren't many of us here. Yet, beyond that, he's a good man, a good judge of character. I owe him a lot. What about you? What do you think of him?
He seems like a kind man, if firm.
Fair enough. He's done the best he can with what little he has. And that includes me, I guess. You want to ask me about something else?
The joining ritual.
I wish I could tell you more. Maybe ask me again after Duncan speaks to you about it. You want to ask me about something else?
This upcoming battle.
The one tomorrow. I'll tell you. It's Tern Loghain we should be looking to win it, not the king. Kaelin just wants his place in history. The Tern is planning the strategy. That's my opinion, anyway. I guess I should be thankful the king favors us Grey Wardens. But I know who's keeping the lid on the pot.
That seems to be the general consensus, that Tern Loghain is really the one in charge here, the one making the correct calls. He's the one planning strategies, planning battles. He's the one making this move in the right direction, and why it's been so successful so far. Why is it happening here of all places?
We're at the edge of the Korcari Wilds, the eye of the Blight Storm, right where the Horde will be coming. Ostagar itself is an excellent defensive position. The Wilders were pushed back from here time and again in ancient days.
I imagine that everything was in much better condition then, but hopefully we'll have the same effect now. What are the chances of success?
I'm sure Tern Loghain has the battle planned to the last detail. Still, no Blight has ever been defeated with so little cost.
I think it would be more suspicious if it was defeated with such little cost. No war ever is won without great loss from both sides. What if we fail?
If we don't break the Horde here, Duncan says it will spread until it engulfs all of Ferelden. Then it will take an alliance of nations to fight it, which would be bad. Neither the king nor the Tern really seems to believe this is a real blight, however.
Yeah, well, it seems like Duncan has some knowledge he's either not capable of sharing or not willing to share with them. And it would probably impact things and change it more than a little bit. How much will I be participating?
You know, that's a good question. The other Grey Wardens are riding into battle with the king. I don't know if you'll be with them.
That's all I wanted to know.
You want to ask me about something else?
No, I don't think so. I've no more questions.
Then let's get a move on, shall we?
Actually.
Yes?
Tell me a little about yourself.
As I said, I was trained as a Templar before Duncan recruited me about 6 months ago. The Chantry raised me. And becoming a Templar was a decision made for me a long time ago. Duncan saw I wasn't happy, and figured my training against mages could double for fighting Darkspawn. Now, here I stand, a proud Grey Warden. The Grand Cleric wouldn't have let me go if Duncan never forced the issue. I'll always be grateful to him.
Yeah, that's a debt that's going to be hard to repay. You didn't want to join the Chantry?
It just wasn't for me. I believe in the Maker well enough, but I never wanted to devote my life to the Chantry.
That's completely understandable. You speak fondly of Duncan.
I spent years in that Chantry, hopelessly resigned to my fate. Duncan was the first person who cared what I wanted. He risked a lot of trouble with the Grand Cleric to help me.
Maybe Duncan thought you'd be useful.
Or maybe he just happens to be a good man.
I mean, it can be both. He could have seen somebody with potential in a bad situation and he helped them however he could. I don't have anything else to ask.
Then let's get a move on, shall we?
We shall.
You found Alistair, did you? Good. I'll assume you're ready to begin preparations. Assuming, of course, that you're quite finished riling up mages, Alistair.
What can I say? The revered mother ambushed me. The way she wields guilt, they should stick her in the army.
She forced you to sass the maids, did she? We cannot afford to antagonize anyone, Alistair. We don't need to give anyone more ammunition against us.
You're right, Duncan. I apologize.
Now then, since you're all here, we can begin. You four will be heading into the Korcari Wilds to perform 2 tasks. The first is to obtain 3 vials of Darkspawn blood, 1 for each recruit.
Makes sense. What's the second task?
There was once a Grey Warden archive in the wilds, abandoned long ago when we could no longer afford to maintain such remote outposts. It has recently come to our attention that some scrolls have been left behind, magically sealed to protect them. Alistair, I want you to retrieve these scrolls if you can.
Find the archive and 3 vials of blood. Understood.
The scrolls contain treaties promising support, treaties that may prove valuable in the days to come. Watch over your charges, Alistair. Return quickly and safely.
We will.
Then may the Maker watch over your path. I will see you when you return.
I imagine they'll be very useful in the coming days. Let's see.
Hail. I'm told you all have business in the wilds. The gate's open for you. Just be careful out there. Even a Grey Warden won't be safe in the forest tonight.
Okay, so real fast. Let's check this. We have the Hungry Deserter. You acquired a key from the prisoner, presumably for one of the chests in the Circle of Magi, part of the king's camp. The chests will very likely only be reachable when the Tranquil are not present, such as when they're gone for the evening. The Mabari Hound. Gather the strange flower from the wilds. The kennel master at the king's camp has a Mabari, a hound bred for intelligence and combat ability. It has been poisoned by Darkspawn blood. You have muzzled the hound, but the kennel master needs a flower that grows in the wilds to treat him properly. The flower is white with a red center. Tainted blood. Find 3 vials of Darkspawn blood. Duncan has asked Alistair to lead you, Sir Jory, and Davith into the Korcari Wilds to find stray Darkspawn and collect 3 vials of their blood. This blood will be used in the Secret of Joining ritual. And the Grey Warden's cache. Recover the treaties from the Grey Warden cache. As a second task for the Joining ritual, Duncan has asked Alistair to find a ruined Grey Warden outpost in the wilds. Supposedly it contains a cache of old and important treaties that need to be recovered. Let's just double check everything. I'm gonna bring these. Oh, did I miss that one? There we go. So it's just those 3. Alright, let's carry on. Hello? Alright.
Very well. As you say.
Okay. Collect all of these. A bunch of wolf pelts that I'm not sure what I'll do with. Probably just sell, but loot is loot, however, I'm not going to say no to it. Alright, Missionary Jogby. Let's go see what he has to say. Well, not a whole lot from the looks of it. A letter. New codex. Oh, and a new mission. The Korcari Wilds. The missionary. You found a corpse near the entrance to the Korcari Wilds. A letter on the corpse detailed a path through the wilds that should lead to the place where the deceased is meant to meet his father. Consult the note, A Letter to Jogby, for more information. Let's see. That would probably be under here. Letter to Jogby. My dearest son, it pleases me that you wish to follow in my footsteps and bring the Maker's word to the unenlightened. I wish you had chosen a less dangerous place to do so. Apologies for leaving early for the wilds, son, but I wanted to set up camp and get things started. The chastened respect one with survival skills in the wilds, so I hoped to get a grip on that before you arrived and maybe establish an agreement with a local tribe so that we had friends when you came. When you reach the wilds, you'll find it difficult to navigate. I've listed certain landmarks below. If you follow them, they will lead you to a location I've scouted out where I left you some supplies. If you're lost, try to get back to that spot and I'll find you. The landmarks are as follows, beginning at the entrance to the wilds from Ostagar. Look for a tree leaning on a ruined building. Pass under a fallen tree bridge. Pass a submerged tower on the right. Look between a high ruined arch and a mossy standing stone. Walk along a path of roots and stones. Look for 2 large statues with a chest between them. There you will find our meeting point. I love you, Jogby, my son. I hope to see you soon. Your father, Rigby. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, Rigby, but I don't think... Oh, got a live one.
Who is that? Grey Wardens?
Well, he's not half as dead as he looks, is he?
My scouting band was attacked by Darkspawn. They came out of the ground. Please help me. I've got to return to camp.
Let's try to bandage him up at least.
I have bandages in my pack.
Thank you. I've got to get out of here.
A solid plan.
Did you hear? An entire patrol of seasoned men killed by Darkspawn.
Calm down, Sir Jory. We'll be fine if we're careful.
Those soldiers were careful, and they were still overwhelmed. How many Darkspawn can the 4 of us slay? 12? 100? There's an entire army in these forests.
There are Darkspawn about, but we're in no danger of walking into the bulk of the Horde.
How do you know? I'm not a coward, but this is foolish and reckless. We should go back.
I highly doubt that Duncan would just send his recruits wandering into the Horde, but I suppose stranger things have happened. We're far from helpless here. We'll be fine.
I still do not relish the thought of encountering an army.
Know this. All Grey Wardens can sense Darkspawn. Whatever their cunning, I guarantee they won't take us by surprise. That's why I'm here.
You see, Sir Knight, we might die, but we'll be warned about it first.
That is reassuring.
That doesn't mean I'm here to make this easy, however. So let's get a move on.
Yeah, at least you'll have warning before you're stabbed in the back. Or your liver becomes dinner, I suppose. Take that. Is that the... Bring the strange flower to the kennel master. Alright, so we've completed that. Whoa. Hello?
Let's get what we came for and head back to Duncan.
Oh? There's loot over there. Well, that is most unfortunate for you guys. I'm sorry. So, let's see. There's stuff over here. There's this loot here. Gonna go this way and then I'll circle back for that loot on the way back. Vial of Darkspawn blood and acidic coating. Very nice. Oh, fruit. I'll take that. Anything up here? No. Oh, little something.
Let us end this, shall we? Die quickly!
Alright. We are right on top of him. How are we missing him? Come on.
There is no hope! By my ancestors!
Oh yeah, no guys, don't worry, I've got it.
Very well.
Anything further over this way? No? Just a path around? Alright, that's fine. Alright, let's loot that. Unlock Archer.
Yes.
Chest. Oh. Can we learn anything from Rigby's journal? Is it even in here? It is not. Well, alright. Oh, chasing trail sign. Let's get that. Hello? Okay.
Very well.
Doo-doo-doo. Does that mean? Okay. Good grief.
Yes.
Alright, so let's go back this way, circle over here, because I think that other loot was right about there, and I don't want to miss it. No fruit. Ah.
You will pay for that! Too slow! By the stone I shall prevail! Right to the face!
Maker!
Sure. Alright, get this owl fruit, go back for the loot for them. Thank you. Hello? No, stop. Okay. Can I get down this way? I can. Hello? Oh. Well, that would explain a lot.
This is a waste of time! Watch over me! So shall it be!
As you say.
I was gonna say, I could hear them, but I could not see them. Didn't know if my game was glitching or not. Doesn't seem like it was, though. They just have the ability to sneak attack. Came too far this way. I need to go back a little. Gotta be over that way. Yeah, this is where I should be.
Look there, poor slobs. That just seems so excessive.
Well, the alternative is getting eaten alive, so...
Very well.
Down you go!
This will not end well.
Oh, sweet. Great. All right. Another ambush? Alright, where are you? Ah. Beautiful.
That's a lot of blood.
Down you go!
Take that. Arrow of Filth. These arrows have barbed tips and will cause grievous wounds and profuse bleeding. They are also coated in a substance that proves irresistible to animals and could result in severe mauling. +3 nature damage. Oh, yeah, I'll definitely take those. Thank you. Alright. Take that. And that. Is there anything else? This guy over here. Sweet. Let's double check. Don't think I want to equip those yet, but and those are the same, so.
There is no hope. It will be done.
Oh, damn.
Dead yet?
Wow.
Yes.
I really didn't expect that to kill all of them that fast. Thought it would take maybe like half their health. Missionary Rigby. Oh. Well. Hopefully you find your son. Rigby's last will and testament. Alright. Tainted blood. Find 3 vials of Darkspawn blood. You have successfully obtained 3 vials of Darkspawn blood. Once you find the Grey Warden treaties, you can return to Duncan. Let's see. Last will and testament. You found the last will and testament of someone named Rigby on a body in the Korcari Wilds. Find the cache mentioned in the will and take it to Jeddah in Redcliffe. Alright, so let's go in here and read this. Rigby's last will and testament. To whoever finds this note, this is the last will and testament of Rigby the missionary, proud speaker of the Maker's word. I have come to the wilds to speak the chant, but I fear I will die here at the hands of the Darkspawn. I leave all that I came with to my wife, Jeddah. Should the reader of this note feel charitable, I have buried a sealed lockbox in our camp, nestled in a Tevinter ruin in the western reaches of the wild. It is my will that this lockbox finds my wife in Redcliffe, and that it is still sealed shut when it reaches her. To my wife and my son, I apologize that my work has taken me from you, but I know that I die in service of the Maker. Rigby. Okay, so we'll have to set out to find... Let's see. There was that camp over here. Is that the one he's talking about, or is he talking about a different one? Ice arrow. Thank you. Let's... I want to run back this way and double check that there's nothing over here before I make it much farther, so we'll kind of go a roundabout way, explore more of the map that we haven't yet. Hey guys. Oh.
Say your prayers.
Nicely done.
Nicely done indeed. Lyrium potion and some copper.
Yes.
Told you those Darkspawn merchants were a thing. Oh, Another chastened trail sign. You're here. Hello there. Good grief. It is very difficult to find these things sometimes. Oh. And you're here. Okay, so I'll come this way to this camp and then back to that. Yeah. That's the plan, at least, but whether it happens that way is another thing entirely. Let's see. Oh? Oh, hey. Didn't it mention 2 statues over here?
You shall not touch me! This will not end well for you! Paragon, watch out!
Take that!
Dead yet?
Sorry, but you attacked me first.
Of course. Yes.
Would have left you alone if you hadn't been right in front of the loot. Alright, so we've got a chastened flat blade, which is a 2-handed weapon. Does +1 melee critical chance and armor penetration. That's pretty good. And a metal kite shield, which I don't use, but say Alistair might. And a letter. A personal letter. Farewell letter to Jockby. Well, let's go read that since we're doing the other ones right here. Farewell letter to Jockby. My dearest son Jockby, I fear this is the last letter I will write you. I have had difficulty finding the chastened to bring them the Maker's word. I have, however, seen evidence of their passing. They appear to have left this area in great haste, possibly fleeing the so-called Darkspawn that are rumored to be gathering in the wilds in even greater numbers. I have left you a weapon and everything else I can spare, my son. I will try to find you once I have found a safe place. I only hope that you will be safe. With luck, we will meet again. If you see her, tell your mother that I love her and take care of our family. Your loving father, Rigby. Well, your son didn't get the loot, but I did, so thanks, man. Let's see. Alistair. Is it in here? Yeah. That's pretty much exactly what he already has with more fatigue, so let's not worry about that. And while I'm thinking about it, let's do this level up. We're gonna do strength, dex, cunning. I think we're gonna get aim. It's a sustained ability. The archer carefully places each shot for maximum effect while in this mode. This decreases rate of fire, but grants bonuses to attack, damage, armor penetration, and critical chance. Master Archer further increases these bonuses. I'm gonna move you over here, and we'll just... I'm not gonna use that. Anybody else have sustained abilities that they need to be using? Activated, sustained. Activated. Well, let's move your sustained over there as well. What about you? You already have it going. Fantastic. I love that for you, Alistair. Oh, cool. So let's hit this one and then hit that and then that. Okay. I would like to be my character, please, not Alistair. Nothing personal. It's gotta be like there. Hello. Beautiful. Love it. So I think it's this camp, possibly? Aha! Hidden cache. You rummage around in the rubble and find Rigby's secret cache. Inside is an iron lockbox sealed with wax. Take the lockbox to bring to Jeddah. You stow the lockbox in your pack. Okay, so that's been updated. You found the cache mentioned in Rigby's last will and testament. Deliver it to Jeddah in Redcliffe to complete Rigby's last wish. Sure, I think I can manage that. And then... yeah, this way. Which side is it on? Oh, elf fruit. Oh, okay, it's up there. Well, I want to get this elf fruit. Hello, thank you. Fantastic, I love it. Let's go get that Chastened Trail sign.
Over here.
Perfect. Is there... Alright, so yeah. Oh, that is not what I needed. Thank you. We need to go this way. Because I think I've cleared everything else, so... Let's go! Well, I can't go that way since it's a dead end. Okay. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't running the wrong way again. Okay. Alright. Chastened Trail sign.
Clumsy!
Damn. Oh. Why am I not detecting traps?
Right to the face!
Great.
It will be done.
Is there still another enemy over here? No? Did we get them all? Why am I not detecting these traps? I'm a rogue. Okay, nothing but the Chastened Trail sign. Hello. I know you're here.
As you say.
What's this?
Thank you. New quest. The trail signs of the Chastened have alerted you to an old cache in the Korcari Wilds. Well, I like that. You gonna tell me where exactly? No. Okay, cool. Just, I've been alerted, but we're not gonna tell you where. Seriously? Pouch of ashes. Containing ashes ostensibly taken from cremated remains. Okay, but why do you have them? Well, I guess that'll answer it when I get around to reading it.
Of course.
Ooh, a Darkspawn staff. Okay, so let's check the map. Really wish I could move the map around a little. Looks like there might be something over there. This way. Oh, how cozy. Also the perfect place for an ambush.
You will pay for that.
Oh. Hello. Oh, that is not the button I meant to use. Rearrange that. Thank you. Ooh. Hello? Oh. Well, there's the cache. Ooh. Mace, Crusher, Wild's Bow. I definitely want to equip that. Thane Helmet. Yeah, take all of that, and then let's equip that. Let's see, is any of this? Probably not. No, he doesn't use two-handed. Beautiful. I love that look. Stunning. Oh man. Oh, too far. Too far. Okay, so stuff over here. Let's see. Which way do I want to go first? Well, that looks like it leads. Maybe? Maybe it doesn't. It all looks like it might be connected, but it also looks like it might lead somewhere. Oh, hello. Pile of rocks. Sure. You see a pile of stones covered in a fine layer of dust and ash. Sprinkle more ash on the pile of stones? What could go wrong? Nothing? Oh, something. Sorry, buddy. If I'd realized you were sleeping, I might have left you alone. Yes, it did. Oh.
I'm ready.
Oh. I didn't mean to click on you to talk to you, but yeah, let's do it. You said you were from Redcliffe.
I hail from Redcliffe, but Duncan recruited me in Highover, a city off the northern coast. Have you traveled there?
I've never been to the surface before.
I was in Arlayman's retinue when he attended King Maric's funeral. It was in Highover that I met my Helena. I was smitten. She has the most beautiful eyes, my Helena. Now, for years, I found any excuse to return there. We married a year ago. Arlayman gave me leave to serve in Highover, but I was attempting to persuade Helena to come to Redcliffe with me, at least until I was recruited.
Okay. Highover. Was that the place from the human noble origin? Maybe. Oh, so you abandoned her? No, I don't think that's what he did at all. How did the Grey Wardens find you?
Last month, Duncan visited Highover, and the band held a tournament in his honor. I won the Grand Melee. It was hard to leave my wife. We married only a year ago, and she is heavy with child now. But Ferelden needs my blade, and I shall not falter.
Doing what's necessary. What do you think of Duncan?
He has a seemingly impossible task, with a scarce handful of Grey Wardens, yet he does not complain or flinch from his duty.
He does not. He's a very good man. What do you think we should do now?
We should find those documents. Although if they were so important, why leave them out here?
I don't remember if Duncan said that they intentionally left the documents behind, or if it was still inhabited and then later was abandoned and the documents unfortunately got left behind. Who's gonna go looking for documents in the middle of nowhere, though? Come on. Might be safer than keeping them in town with you. Let's go.
Indeed.
Do you have anything to say, Davith?
Yes?
Where are you from, Davith?
I grew up in a village about a day's trip to the east. Little blot you wouldn't even find on a map. Haven't been back in years. I struck out for the city as soon as I could outrun my pa. I've been in Denerim for what, 6 years now? Never liked it much, but there's more purses there than anywhere else.
So, you're a cut purse?
And a pickpocket, thank you very much. Or was, anyhow. Who'd ever guess I'd end up a Grey Warden?
Well, it doesn't seem like the Grey Wardens discriminate, so long as it's somebody who can do what needs to be done. It doesn't matter what their past is. So how did the Grey Wardens find you?
I found them. I cut Duncan's purse while he was standing in a crowd. He grabs my wrist, but I squirm out and bolt. The old bugger can run, but the garrison caught me first. I'm a wanted man in Denerim, you see, so they were going to string me up right there.
That's one way to meet. What happened then?
Duncan stopped them. Invoked the right of conscription. I gave the garrison the finger while I was walking away. Don't know why Duncan wants someone like me, but he says finesse is important and that I'm fast with a blade. You bet your boots I am. Besides, it beats getting strung up.
It does. You could have died then, or you could have joined Duncan and come to be a Grey Warden and possibly died later, or you might have survived. I think I'd take the second option. So what do you think of Duncan?
Alright for an old bugger. He's faster than he looks too.
What do you think we should do now?
We still have to find those documents. I've never heard of a tower that stood for more than 10 years in this forest.
Let's go.
Hey, I'm following you, aren't I?
I guess you are. Do you have anything else to say, Alistair?
We still need to find those documents, if they're even here.
Potent lyrium potion. Oh.
Yes.
Enchanter's footing. Let's look at that. Ah, restriction of a mage. +6 defense. It's not better than my armor, but I imagine it would go well with those boots. Let's see. So that is definitely looking like where I'm supposed to go. So I want to go this way first. And just make sure that there's nothing left behind. Well, that was kind of pointless. If only I'd looked in the other direction. Yeah, because that's just a little spot over there. I don't think there's anything. I'm just gonna double check though. Yeah, nothing. Whoop. That was a lovely view of the ground.
Foolish!
Is that it? Is that everybody? Sweet. Take that. Is there anything else? There's the Warden's Cache. Some death root. And a dog somewhere. Some death root. Let's double check. Nothing. Sure, I'll equip that. Doesn't have to have anything fancy going along with it. Okay, so all that stuff definitely. I think that is it. So let's go pick up these documents.
Of course.
That is a very empty chest. Hello?
Well, well. What have we here? Are you a vulture, I wonder? A scavenger, poking amidst a corpse whose bones were long since cleaned? Or merely an intruder, come into these darkspawn-filled wilds of mine in search of easy prey? What say you, Scavenger or intruder?
I'm neither. The Grey Wardens once owned this tower.
'Tis a tower no longer. The Wilds have obviously claimed this desiccated corpse. I have watched your progress for some time. Where do they go, I wondered? Why are they here? And now you disturb ashes none have touched for so long. Why is that?
Don't answer her. She looks chastened, and that means others may be nearby.
Oh, you fear barbarians will swoop down upon you.
Yes, swooping is bad.
She's a witch of the wilds, she is. She'll turn us into toads.
Witch of the Wilds. Such idle fancies, those legends. Have you no minds of your own? You there, dwarf. You have nothing to fear from any witch. Tell me your name, and I shall tell you mine. Let us be civilized.
I am Mina. A pleasure to meet you.
Now that is a proper civil greeting, even here in the wilds. You may call me Morrigan. Shall I guess your purpose? You sought something in that chest? Something that is here no longer?
Here no longer. You stole them, didn't you? You're some kind of sneaky witch thief.
How very eloquent. How does one steal from dead men?
Quite easily, it seems. Those documents are Grey Warden property, and I suggest you return them.
I will not, for 'twas not I who removed them. Invoke a name that means nothing here any longer if you wish. I am not threatened.
I mean, it's a bit of a gray area. The Grey Wardens who had been here were dead, or long gone and left it behind, so it's not technically stealing anymore. However, the Grey Wardens as a faction are still a thing, and it could be argued that the documents still belong to them even though the tower is fallen. But she's right. What use do dead men have with them? Then who removed them?
'Twas my mother, in fact.
Your mother?
Yes, my mother. Did you assume I spawned from a log?
Maybe.
A thieving, weird-talking log, perhaps.
Not all in the wilds are monsters. Flowers grow as well as toads. If you wish, I will take you to my mother. 'Tis not far from here, and you may ask her for your papers if you like.
We should get those treaties, but I dislike this Morrigan's sudden appearance. It's too convenient.
I mean, she's probably been watching us for a while. Probably watches a lot of things that happen in the wilds, especially if she lives around here. She's got to make sure that, you know, nothing wanders too close, and with the amount of Darkspawn around, better to be cautious than not. Why are you interested in helping us?
Why not? I do not meet many people here. Are you also mistrustful?
A little bit. You're a stranger in the woods. I say we go with her.
She'll put us all in the pot, she will. Just you watch.
If the pot's warmer than this forest, it'd be a nice change.
Follow me then, if it pleases you.
It does.
Greetings, Mother. I bring before you 4 Grey Wardens who...
I see them, girl. Much as I expected.
Are we supposed to believe you were expecting us?
You are required to do nothing, least of all believe. Shut one's eyes tight or open one's arms wide. Either way, one's a fool.
She's a witch, I tell you. We shouldn't be talking to her.
Quiet, Davith. If she's really a witch, do you want to make her mad?
There is a smart lad. Sadly irrelevant to the larger scheme of things, but it is not I who decides. Believe what you will. And what of you? Does your dwarven mind give you a different viewpoint? What do you believe?
I'm not sure what to believe.
A statement that possesses more wisdom than it implies. Be always aware. Or is it oblivious? I can never remember. So much about you is uncertain, and yet I believe. Do I? Why, it seems I do.
So this is a dreaded Witch of the Wilds.
Witch of the Wilds, huh? Morrigan must have told you that. She fancies such tales, though she would never admit it. Oh, how she dances under the moon.
They did not come to listen to your wild tales, Mother.
True, they came for their treaties, yes? And before you begin barking, your precious seal wore off long ago. I have protected these.
You... Oh, you protected them?
And why not? Take them to your Grey Wardens and tell them this Blight's threat is greater than they realize.
Oh, first, appearances can be deceiving. There's no saying what Morgan or her mother are capable of. Something Alistair should probably remember. Second of all, what makes this Blight a greater threat than the others? Something happening? I mean, it's a Blight. It's pretty shitty all around. I don't know if there's one aspect that could make it better or worse. What do you mean the threat is greater than they realize?
Either the threat is more, or they realize less. Or perhaps the threat is nothing. Or perhaps they realize nothing. Oh, do not mind me. You have what you came for.
Time for you to go, then.
Do not be ridiculous, girl. These are your guests.
Oh, very well. I will show you out of the woods. Follow me.
Fantastic. Thank you, Morgan, and your mother.
The Mabari's stable for now, but not improving. Unless I get that herb I told you about, there's not much hope.
Is this the flower you're looking for?
Let me see. Yeah, that's exactly it. Wonderful. Yeah, give me a moment and I'll make this into an ointment. He looks better already. I'm sure he'd thank you himself if he could.
How long before there's an improvement?
A day, maybe two. There's enough ointment for him to make a full recovery. Why not come back after the battle? Perhaps we can see about imprinting him on you.
Oh shit, yeah. You think that's possible?
Maybe. It's likely he understands you're responsible for curing him. Mabari are at least as smart as your average tax collector. Come back after the battle and just... well, take another look.
I will, thank you, sir. Want a dog? Oh, sweet. Alright, then let's go sell some stuff with the quartermaster. But I want to make sure... Let's see, I can't use any of those. I just switched from that. 5 mental resistance, 1 power, willpower, 10 mental resistance, 6 defense. Can't use that. Okay, I mean, I'm not dealing with any cold damage right now. Let's see, what is Spirit Bomb? This bomb has a soothing effect on the mind. Great. Spirit Bomb increases the user's resistance to spirit damage for a short time. Complicated distillation process has made this poison much thicker than any of its individual ingredients. Weapons coated in this moderate poison deal additional nature damage with each hit and may inflict a penalty to movement speed. Is there like a number of hits for that, or is that just you coat it and then until the battle's over? Weapon coated in acid deals nature damage with each hit. Okay, so are these maybe similar and this is just the more concentrated version of it? Okay. I don't think there's really anything else. So let's...
Hello again. Is there something you need? Some supplies, perhaps?
Let me see your other goods.
So long as you keep it quiet.
Of course, sir. So, that's... Maybe I'll hang on to that one, but I'll get rid of that. Ooh. This is two-handed. Melee crit chance, 1 armor. Let's keep that, keep that. Sell that, sell that. Sell that. That. I don't need the bolts. Keep that. Keep that. Keep... I really wish there was a chest that I could leave that in somewhere so I didn't have to carry it around. I mean, it's not a weight-based item, it just takes up a spot in my inventory. And I'm not running out of inventory, so it's not the end of the world. But it would be kind of nice to be able to drop some stuff somewhere. No, I want to keep that. Sell that, though. A list of household accounts and expenditures over time, useful for merchants negotiating contracts and wages. Sure. Great. Do you have any... Oh, you do. You have more. I have some of those, but I'll take that. Let's see. Do you have... 1 gold is kind of a lot, but I really, really liked the firebomb, so I think I'm gonna do that. I haven't used the deathroot extract, I don't think, yet. It might be a weapon coating? Yeah, weapon coating. I don't know if I want to use that yet. I don't use the traps. Rock salve. I think this... But decreases movement speed and attack speed. Yeah, I don't really want to slow myself down any. Yeah, no. And then a more advanced version of the original recipe created by the Ash Warriors in Ferelden looking to give their hounds superior combat ability. So that's like a buff for your Mabari. Alright. So let's go in here and make sure we get that down. Hello? Get that down there? Thank you. And then I know I have poison making, but how do I go about using it? Ah, like that. Firebomb requires improved poison making. Glass flask filled with flammable liquid. When thrown, this bomb explodes with flame, dealing fire damage to all creatures. Oh wow. And it looks like I already have a version of Deathroot extract, so glad I didn't buy that other one. Even a quick sniff of this sludge is enough to cause hallucinations. Weapons coated in this mild poison deal additional nature damage with each hit and may stun the target. Venom. A potent poison extracted from deadly plants and the venom of several reptiles. Weapons coated in this mild poison deal additional nature damage with each hit and may inflict a penalty to movement speed. Okay. Alright, so I don't think there's anything else I need to do here.
I am ready.
Well, I'm assuming you're going to tell me to go talk to Duncan. And neither of you are going to have anything to say. Let's see. Duncan. I think. Yeah, that's it. Jetta and Redcliffe. Take that to Duncan. Return to Duncan. So I think the only thing left is to talk to Duncan, so let's go do that.
So you return from the wilds. Have you been successful?
We have.
Good. I've had the Circle mages preparing. With the blood you've retrieved, we can begin the joining immediately.
Maybe we should tell you about Morrigan and her mother.
There was a woman at the tower, and her mother had the scrolls. They were both very... odd.
Were they wilder folk?
I don't think so. They might be apostates. Mages hiding from the Chantry.
I know you were once a Templar, Alistair, but Chantry business is not ours. We have the scrolls. Let us focus on the joining.
I mean, that's fair, but I don't think he was saying it from a Templar standpoint. It was a, hey, we encountered these people, they had the treaties, like, maybe you should know about them. Now will you tell us what this ritual is about?
I will not lie. We Grey Wardens pay a heavy price to become what we are. Fate may decree that you pay your price now, rather than later.
Is that why the joining is so secret?
If only such secrecy were unnecessary, and all understood the necessity of such sacrifice. Sadly, that will never be so.
Let's go then. I'm anxious to see this joining now.
I agree. Let's have it done.
Then let us begin. Alistair, take them to the old temple.
The more I hear about this joining, the less I like it.
Are you blubbering again?
Why all these damn tests? Have I not earned my place?
Maybe it's tradition. Maybe they're just trying to annoy you.
Calm down. There's nothing we can do about it now.
I only know that my wife is in Highover with a child on the way. If they had warned me, it just doesn't seem fair.
Would you have come if they'd warned you? Maybe that's why they don't. The Wardens do what they must, right?
Including sacrificing us?
I'd sacrifice a lot more if I knew it would end the Blight.
Well, that's exactly it. They don't tell people this because people wouldn't, or majority of people wouldn't agree to something if they knew the cost up front. The Warden's whole motto, like their whole shtick, is in war victory, in peace vigilance, in death sacrifice. It's kind of a known thing. I mean, I don't know why anyone would expect that there's not going to be a price to pay. With war, there always is. You make a good point.
You saw those Darkspawns tonight. Wouldn't you die to protect your pretty wife from them?
Maybe
you'll die. Maybe we'll all die. If nobody stops the Darkspawn, we'll die for sure.
I've just never faced a foe I could not engage with my blade.
At last, we come to the joining. The Grey Wardens were founded during the First Blight, when humanity stood on the verge of annihilation. So it was that the first Grey Wardens drank of Darkspawn blood, and mastered their taint.
We're going to drink the blood of those creatures.
As the first Grey Wardens did before us, as we did before you. This is the source of our power and our victory.
Those who survive the joining become immune to the taint. We can sense it in the Darkspawn and use it to slay the Archdemon.
Well, sometimes somebody has to be willing to do the fucked up things that nobody else wants to do or should have to do to make sure that they succeed, that victory is had, that it's not the end of the world as the Blight is pretty much predestined to be. And unfortunately, it falls on the Grey Wardens to be the people making those sacrifices and doing those things. Those who survive.
Not all who drink the blood will survive, and those who do are forever changed. This is why the joining is a secret. It is the price we pay. We speak only a few words prior to the joining, but these words have been said since the first. Alistair, if you would.
Join us, brothers and sisters. Join us in the shadows where we stand vigilant. Join us as we carry the duty that cannot be forsworn. And should you perish, know that your sacrifice will not be forgotten. And that one day, we shall join you.
Davith, step forward.
His breath.
I am sorry, Davith.
Well, shit.
Step forward, Jory.
But I have a wife, a child. Had I known...
There is no turning back.
No! You ask too much. There is no glory in this.
It's war, there's no glory, period. That's unfortunate.
I am sorry. But the joining is not yet complete. You are called upon to submit yourself to the taint for the greater good. From this moment forth, you are a Grey Warden. It is finished. Welcome.
2 more deaths. In my joining, only one of us died, but it was horrible. I'm glad at least one of you made it through.
How do you feel?
Well, first, it's really unfortunate about Sir Jory. He might have survived the ritual, but because he was unwilling and afraid, he didn't even try, and he died anyways. So there's that. Second of all, can you imagine having been a dwarf? Your entire life you never dream there's no connection to the Fade. You come to the surface and suddenly you're having dreams because you joined an organization and they are about dragons and the end of the world. What a way to start. It's over. I'm fine.
Did you have dreams? I had terrible dreams after my joining.
Such dreams come when you begin to sense the Darkspawn, as we all do. That and many other things can be explained in the months to come.
Before I forget, there is one last part to your joining. We take some of that blood and put it in a pendant. Something to remind us of those who didn't make it this far.
Take some time. When you're ready, I'd like you to accompany me to a meeting with the king.
What kind of meeting?
The king is discussing strategy for the upcoming battle. I am not sure why he has requested your presence. The meeting is to the west, down the stairs. Please attend as soon as you're able.
Sure, I think I can manage that. Let's take a look. The longbow has a longer range by 13, but I get plus 10 nature resistance and a higher critical chance and armor penetration if I keep with the... Oh! Crit chance is down, but armor penetration and base damage are up, so maybe I'll switch to that one. I don't think I want to equip any fancy arrows right now. Let's see. Those are better. Definitely put those on. The fatigue is less. Definitely let's do that. Yeah, let's put on the better stuff. Why wouldn't I? Yeah, plus 2 constitution, that's great. Okay, so let's go to this meeting with the king. Oh, I have a level up. Let's take care of that real fast. Strength, dex, cunning. Think I want to go with... I'm going to unlock Rapid Shot, which is a sustained ability. Speed wins out over power while this mode is active, as the archer fires more rapidly but without any chance of inflicting regular critical hits. Master Archer increases the rate of fire further still. I think I'll probably use aim more than I use rapid shot, but I want to get the other abilities that are here past rapid shot, so I have to... Oh, do I have 2? Fantastic. Let's get shattering shot as well. It is a activated ability. The archer fires a shot designed to open up a weak spot in the target's armor. The shot deals normal damage if it hits and imposes an armor penalty on the target. Master Archer increases the target's armor penalty. Okay, so let's change things around a little bit. I don't really ever use this ability. I think in the entire time I was in the Korcari Wilds I used it once. We'll put that over here in case I decide to mess with it. And we'll leave that there for now. Maybe I'll... wrong button. Maybe I'll get rid of it later.
Loghain, my decision is final. I will stand by the Grey Wardens in this assault.
You risk too much, Kalen. The Darkspawn horde is too dangerous for you to be playing hero on the front lines.
If that's the case, perhaps we should wait for the Orlesian forces to join us after all.
I must repeat my protest to your fool notion that we need the Orlesians to defend ourselves.
It is not a fool notion. Our arguments with the Orlesians are a thing of the past, and you will remember who is king.
How fortunate Marek did not live to see his son ready to hand Ferelden over to those who enslaved us for a century.
Then our current forces will have to suffice, won't they? Duncan, are your men ready for battle?
They are, Your Majesty.
And this is the recruit I met earlier on the road? I understand congratulations are in order.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Every Grey Warden is needed now. You should be honored to join their ranks.
Your fascination with glory and legends will be your undoing, Kalen. We must attend to reality.
Fine. Speak your strategy. The Grey Wardens and I draw the Darkspawn into charging our lines, and then?
You will alert the tower to light the beacon, signaling my men to charge from cover.
To flank the Darkspawn, I remember. This is the Tower of Ishal in the ruins, yes? Well, who shall light this beacon?
I have a few men stationed there. It's not a dangerous task, but it is vital.
Then we should send our best. Send Alistair and the new Grey Warden to make sure it's done.
Another side mission away from the main force? Thrilling.
We need the beacon. Without it, Loghain's men won't know when to charge.
You see? Glory for everyone.
You rely on these Grey Wardens too much. Is that truly wise?
Enough of your conspiracy theories, Loghain. Grey Wardens battle the Blight no matter where they're from.
Your Majesty, you should consider the possibility of the Archdemon appearing.
There have been no signs of any dragons in the wilds.
Isn't that what your men are here for, Duncan?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, the tower and its beacon are unnecessary. The
We
circle
will
of
not
Magi...
trust any lives to your spells, Mage. Save them for the Darkspawn.
Enough. This plan will suffice. The Grey Wardens will light the beacon.
Thank you, Loghain. I cannot wait for that glorious moment. The Grey Wardens battle beside the King of Ferelden to stem the tide of evil.
Yes, Kalen. A glorious moment for us all.
That was a little suspicious.
You heard the plan. You and Alistair will go to the Tower of Ishal and ensure the beacon is lit.
What? I won't be in the battle.
This is by the King's personal request, Alistair. If the beacon is not lit, Tern Loghain's men won't know when to charge.
So he needs 2 Grey Wardens standing up there holding the torch, just in case, right?
I mean, Kalen's a little fixated on the whole glory of it, the fable of it. He wants the stories that are going to come out of this. Loghain's focused much more on the hard facts, what is happening here and now, not what could happen later. But I think there can be a line that is met between the two of them, but Loghain's attitude is just a little suspicious too. The last time I got sidelined like this, I ended up exiled.
But we are far from the politics of Orzammar here, and you have no brothers to interfere this time. We must do whatever it takes to destroy the Darkspawn, exciting or no.
I get it, I get it. Just so you know, if the king ever asks me to put on a dress and dance the Remigold, I'm dropping. Darkspawn or no.
I think I'd like to see that.
For you, maybe. But it has to be a...
The tower is on the other side of the gorge from the king's camp, the way we came when we arrived. You'll need to cross the gorge and head through the gate and up to the tower entrance. From the top, you'll overlook the entire valley.
When do we light the beacon?
We will signal you when the time is right. Alistair will know what to look for.
What if the archdemon appears?
We soil our drawers, that's what.
If it does, leave it to us. I want no heroics from either of you.
Can we join the battle afterwards?
Stay with the Terran's men and guard the tower. If you are needed, we will send word.
I imagine that by the time word reached us and then we reached the battlefield, it would be far too late. How much time do we have?
The battle is about to begin. Once I leave, move quickly. You'll have less than an hour.
Okay. I mean, that's a reasonable amount of time. An hour. I think it's kind of redundant to ask if we're in danger. We're about to face the Darkspawn horde in a battle. Who knows what is waiting for us? Of course we're in danger. Maybe not as much as we would be if we were with Duncan and the king on the main battlefield. But I think that there's still the potential for something to happen. There always is in something like this. Always expect the worst. I know what I have to do.
Then I must join the others. From here, you two are on your own. Remember, you are both Grey Wardens. I expect you to be worthy of that title.
Duncan, may the Maker watch over you.
May he watch over us all.
I don't like how final all of that is. Do you have anything to say, Alistair?
Let's just get to the tower. It may not be the most glamorous job, but we'd best not dawdle.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, that's the wilds. So I think we want to go this way. Alright guys, that is where I'm going to end this episode. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a like. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn on notifications so you don't miss other videos. Be sure to check out my socials for updates and clips from my videos and I will see you all next time.